Welcome to the show. I'm Michael Shea, the producer of The Laugh Track. Oh, right, you're probably noticing that we do have a new tagline. I don't actually have any medical evidence to support that claim, but we noticed that no one was watching, so we decided we would try to make it seem like that was a good thing. Right, but getting to the show. The events in Charlottesville, Virginia, and President Trump's reaction, re-reaction, and re-re-reaction could end up being a defining moment in his presidency. It seems like a new low, even for Trump. But like Bush, don't misunderestimate Trump. There is no reason to think that this is the low. The Charlottesville events started Friday night with the Nazis marching through town with torches and chanting that they will not be replaced by anyone, particularly by the groups of people that Nazis hate. Bad things got worse when one of the Nazis rammed his car into a crowd of counter-protesters, and Heather Heyer died. And after this tragedy, we found out that the Nazi in the car was a grown man living in his mother's basement until recently. Okay, let me reassure the Nazis. No one will replace you. Don't flatter yourselves. Who would want to replace you? No one is hoping to become the Nazi that you can only dream of. No one is going to tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, you're not really getting this Nazi thing right. Let me show you how it's done. And I am pretty sure that there's no waiting list to be a Nazi. And I have a question for all you Nazis marching around in Charlottesville. Where were you when they were making the Indiana Jones movies? You should have come out of your mother's basement and worked as an extra on the Indiana Jones movies. You would have made a lot of money and you would have not had to get into all this alt-right activism business. There is no one that could have replaced you in that role. You were perfect for it. They would have created an Academy Award for you. Hey, Nazis, you cannot blame the economy for not giving you a good job when the one time, the perfect job, the job created just for you is in a big budget movie and you don't even show up for work. All right, I'll get over it. I'll let it go. The violent act of ramming a car into a crowd and murdering someone is an outrage. It's a sad day for our country and for the world. And we all have to commit ourselves to have justice served in this case. And we all have to commit ourselves to healing the community. But I can't help but think that the Nazis in this case are almost caricatures of themselves. They carried tiki torches, the ones you buy at Walmart for a few bucks. How dare they try to appropriate symbols from backyard suburban American barbecues? Now, I hear people say that a lot of the white working class has been left behind by our economy. Hey, look, a lot more people in the white working class put up with a lot of crap from this economy, and they don't become Nazis. Now, one of President Trump's responses to the Charlottesville tragedy was that there are two sides to a story. Fair point. Here's some two sides to a story. When Barack Obama was president, the alt-right called him Hitler. They put those mustaches on the posters of Obama, and they used that to attack him politically. Now, the alt-right sees Trump as Hitler, and they love him. So there are two sides to the right-wing nutjobs. Let's remember, for years, people have used the term Nazi as a go-to pejorative. When you disagreed strongly with somebody politically or socially, they were a Nazi. Oh, you want healthy food snacks for kids in school? Uh-oh, food Nazi. But just a reminder for everybody, there's been only one good Nazi. Beloved Seinfeld character. Now, if they ever reboot the Seinfeld series, that's a Nazi you want to replace. That's a gig you would want to get. That would be awesome. And let's remember, a lot of people have made the point that we should not use Nazi as a pejorative. For example, we interviewed hundreds of people back in 2010 when Jon Stewart and Stephen Colbert brought their rally to D.C. And we heard simple but eloquent messages like this.
Are you going to go to a rally on Saturday?
I'm planning on it, actually, yes.
Right. And what are you hoping to get out of it?
Just having a good time, really. And I think, sending the message that people can disagree and not everybody's Hitler.
Not everybody is a Nazi. All right, so maybe we can agree to not use Nazi as a pejorative. But in Charlottesville, these were real Nazis. I mean, we've gotten so used to using Nazis to describe people and not really mean it. And it's just strange to have Nazis there, and this is their actual name. Speaking of Nazis, Donald Trump. Oh, right. Oh, right, I know. That's the comic bit where you steal a joke from another comedian, so you bring out a tip jar and you put in a tip. Oh, actually, I've been writing him IOUs for years. My accountant says it's okay. But if there's somebody who actually could use the money from this tip jar, I think it might be Jon Stewart. Ever since he left his Daily Show spot, he shows up a lot on TV, but he's always in a dress shirt, a tie, and no jacket. Even Jake from State Farm knows that that is a total fashion fail. Buy a jacket, funny man. But back to Donald Trump. Todd Pyro from Fox and Fiends, and the man who did have to have surgery to have that smirk wiped off his face, was trying to say that it doesn't matter what President Trump says, the media will attack him. Pyro said, he could cure cancer tomorrow, and other people in the media are going to attack him. Hold it right there, Todd Pyromaniac. There is no way Trump would cure all cancers. Trump would say there are two sides to cancer, and there are some very fine cancers in there among the cancers. And he would say that the cure for cancer did not have a permit. So if you're going to make analogies, Todd Pyro, can they at least have some semblance to reality? And look, Todd Pyro is missing the point. It's not just the media criticizing Trump for his Nazi embrace. Most of his fellow Republicans are condemning his statements and that bizarro press conference in Trump Tower. Some Republicans want to censure him over his remarks. Get real. Trump has shown he doesn't care about conflicts of interest or the emoluments clause in the Constitution. Do you think he's going to care about being censured? The Billy Bush tape back in the campaign was uncensored. His whole campaign was uncensored. He won anyway. Uncensored, censured, censored. None of this means anything to Trump. The only way he's going to care is if censure became a new app on Twitter. Then he would pay attention. All right, so what do we do now? I think we need to stand up against Nazis and never ask for a permit to stand up against Nazis and hatred. And there are some difficult conversations we need to have in this country. But let's keep it a conversation. And remember that a political opponent is not an enemy. And just like beating swords into plowshares, let's turn that Nazi torch into a festive light at a barbecue. Because really, that is what it is already. Thank you for watching.